Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I will be reading the January 5th Facebook post and making a few comments on it, and I trust it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. The real protagonist of our story. As children, we were programmed to believe in the ego's fairy tale as real. But we are no longer children, and thus must now take personal responsibility for the story that we write. Now we know that we have a lot more control over the story than what we have been programmed to believe. We now know that the dragons are not real, that we no longer need to support thoughts, emotions, actions, reactions, and beliefs that don't support us. Now we realize that dragons are not created by other people's actions, but by our reactions to their actions. Now we understand that dragons are not created by the past, but by how we choose to carry the past. Now we know that the only way these dragons survive is if we ourselves continue to support their reality by feeding them with our time, energy, and focus. We now see that the less we choose to feed our dragons, the smaller they become. The smaller they become, the lesser part of our lives they will encompass. The lesser part of our life they encompass, the more love, compassion, forgiveness, peace of mind, and joy we experience. Dragons are no longer the real protagonists of our story. The real protagonists of our story are now love, compassion, peace of mind, and joy. We come from a place of perfect love. We are the thought of God, the thought of love, manifesting itself physically here on earth. Now, when we do enter the world of duality, we are taught by those who they themselves were taught by those who believe in the world of duality. And so, as we grow, we learn from our teachers, our friends, our parents, society, what is right and wrong, what to think, what not to think, why we think certain things, why we don't think other things. And so we think that our thoughts, our words, our actions, reactions, and interactions are really us, when in reality they're more of a programming that we have accepted as real. And then little by little we start to question that programming. And in some parts we feel okay with it. And in some other parts we feel that it's not really working for us. And we start to realize that every time we align with our truth, the love that we truly are, and its expressions such as kindness, generosity, forgiveness, compassion, joy, peace, anytime we're aligning with those energies, the truth within us, we feel good about it and it feels right. And anytime we are in the world of duality and using the opposites of what's real, and what the opposite of real is really an illusion, but in the world of duality it appears to be real. And so when we use judgment, condemnation, anger, resentment, jealousy, thoughts of revenge, something within us just doesn't feel right about it. Even when the ego swears to us that we have every right to feel that way, that we have every right to judge our brothers and sisters for X or Y thing that they quote unquote did, that we have been taught was wrong. But when we judge them, it doesn't feel right, and we're not at peace with the way we're acting. And so we start to question the ego's programming. And there are some places where our teachings align with the truth within us. And there's some places where our teachings do not align with the truth in us. But we're still kind of programmed to defend both the things that feel right and the things that feel wrong. Because that's how we were taught. And we were taught by people who, quote unquote, cared for us. And most likely they did. But they, as we said before, they were simply taught what they were taught by the world of duality. And so here we are. We are learning to undo what is not working for us and to support what is working for us. And so today, let us do something I kind of enjoy doing. We have been kind of programmed to be a reactive society, a reactive individual. We kind of go to places and we react to whatever happens. And if it fits into our beliefs, then we react positively. And if it does not fit into our beliefs or thought systems, then we react negatively. But now we have reacted negatively many, many times, all of us. And we see that it really gets us nowhere, that we truly want to be. We do not want to be in those energies, in that darkness, in that heaviness. And so, before every interaction today, let us place our goal before that interaction. For example, if you're having issues with somebody who frustrates you, or whenever you speak to them, you feel frustrated. And that frustration does not feel good. It does not feel at peace. You do not feel at peace or joyous feeling frustrated. But deep down inside, you know that you're not frustration. Deep down inside, you know that you are on a sacred journey. And so too is your brother and sister. So their journey, no matter what the ego says, should not be frustrating you. It should simply be teaching you how to have greater peace and greater compassion. And so you say to yourself before that interaction, I'm going to practice having greater peace and compassion with this individual, because this individual is teaching me that frustration is not real. And so I will not have judgments against this individual, because this individual is teaching me who I am not. And the more that I learn who I am not, the more I learn who I truly am. And the more I learn who I truly am, the more at peace I am, the more joyous I am, the more compassionate and forgiving I am. And so see, we're placing the goal before the interaction. In the ego's world's thinking, you would be in your mind, oh, I have to see this individual again, and this individual is going to frustrate me, and then he frustrates me, and then you blame that individual. And that's all the game of the ego. Because the ego wants you to believe that the power lies outside of you, that you're frustrated because of that individual's actions. But that is not so. That is just the game of the ego. That is just a control and power game that the ego likes to play. Because it knows that if you think that the power and control lies outside of you, then you think you must learn.
It's 1 o'clock.
Thank you. Then you think you must learn from an outside world. But that is not so. All wisdom resides within you now. The outside world simply reflects your inner condition. And so we're not judgmental towards the outside world, because if we were judgmental towards it, then we are simply being judgmental towards our inward condition. And we're supporting the energies of judgment as true. But there's no truth to that. There's no need to judge your brother's sacred journey. Your brother has created their journey with Source, with God. And so too have you. Your journey is perfect for you, and their journey is perfect for them. And you're coming together for a reason, not by coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. There's no such thing as chance. Those are all inventions of the ego to try to take your power away from you. Everything that is occurring in our life is here to assist us in raising our level of consciousness. And we make spiritual commitments, as secret or silent as they may be, with our brothers and sisters to raise our level of consciousness. And so in this instant that your brother frustrates you, you have made a spiritual commitment with them to help you remember that frustration is not real. That what's real is that our individualized sacred journeys are real. That's what's real. That your brother is love, just as you are love. That your brother is that expression of love. And so too are you. And when you find frustration in him, it's not really in him, it's in you. Because you are reacting to his sacred journey in an unloving manner. That's on us. That is not on anybody outside of us. That's on us, but we should not judge ourselves for that, because we were simply taught that way. We've been programmed by the ego in that manner. And even those who programmed us had our best interests in mind. But they just simply believed the ego's fairy tale is true. And so that's what they taught us. And so let us not judge those people who taught us about frustration. Let us not judge those people who we think are frustrating us. Let us not judge ourselves for being frustrated. Let us simply realize and remember who we truly are. We are love, and only love. And we are on a sacred journey. And there are certain blocks that have been programmed into us that we are in the process of releasing. In this case, frustration. And so we go to our brothers and sisters who in the past frustrated us with the goal set in mind of compassion, forgiveness, kindness, peace. And so we go into the interaction with that goal in mind. And so that interaction becomes our goal and our way to finding ourselves towards that goal. And so when we're feeling frustrated by them, we simply remember that that is not them and that is not us. We are peace. And we bless them for their journey. And we bless ourselves for our own journey. And we thank them for helping us see what we're still holding, the illusions we're still holding onto within our minds as real. And the more we start to see that brother and sister with forgiveness, compassion, with peace, the less we spend in the energy of frustration. And the less we spend supporting the energy of frustration, the lesser and lesser part of our lives it becomes. And because there's only certain amounts of time during the day, if we spend less time in frustration, then we spend more time in peace. And that's a simple mathematical equation. And that's simply because we're learning to let go of the illusions. And we're learning to support only the truth in us as true. Our brothers, our sisters, us, we're all one. We're all the same. We all come from the same source. We're all in a process of remembering who we truly are. We're all in a process of letting go who we are not. And that is a sacred journey. And that is people who are very courageous, who came from a world of perfect love into the world of duality to help people remember that the world of duality is an illusion. There's such things as frustration, anger, resentment, jealousy, revenge. They're all illusions. They are not real. But we do not judge ourselves for feeling those illusions, because every time we feel them, the more we feel them, and the more we fill our days with them, the more we realize how unlike they are to the truth within us. They are not us. Those energies are not us. And the more you use them, the more you will realize that this is so. That those things are not you. That you are only love. And its extensions. You are peace. You are joy. You are light. You are forgiveness. You are compassion. You are kindness. That is who we are. And so today we go into our interactions. Those interactions which might in the past support illusions, with our goal set before the interactions, with our goal of being who we truly are, with our goal of seeing our brothers and sisters' perfect sacred journey, and blessing them for their assistance in helping us realize who we truly are. And the more they help us realize that we're not anger, that we're not frustration, that we're not anger or resentment, the more they help us see that is not the truth within us, the more we let those energies go, the more we stop supporting those energies, and the lesser and lesser they become a part of our lives. And that's thanks to our interactions with our brothers and sisters. Those brothers and sisters who the ego would have once judged as guilty and condemned to a life without us. So today, let us simply place the ego's delusions aside. They're illusions. They're not really to be judged. They're simply to be set aside. And they are to be offered gratitude, because the illusions are helping us remember who we are not. And the more we remember who we are not, the more we remember who we truly are. And so let us take this day, take every interaction as a blessing. We're gifting ourselves, and our brothers or sisters are gifting us. Imagine every interaction today, you knowing that it's a blessing. Sometimes it may be in disguise, but it's a blessing. And the more you align with your sacred nature, the peace, the love, the forgiveness that you truly are, the more you will realize that indeed every interaction is a blessing. Every person we interact with is a blessing to us. And we are a blessing to them. Because when we hold the light for them, they will sooner or later realize that they are this light. And they too will naturally start to align with the truth in them. For as rivers flow to the sea, so too do we flow towards love. Naturally. We may hold on to some branches on the side of the stream, or some rocks, but sooner or later we let go, and we stop supporting what is not supporting us. And we've already learned throughout our life those things that are not supporting us, those energies that are not supporting us. And so let us let them go. We no longer need to support what is not supporting us. And let us support the energies that do support us, that align us with our true nature, that align us with God, with a state of peace, with joy. For that is who we are. And that is all we're asked to express. Who we in truth are. Our light. And the light is within us all. Some may currently perceive it too dark to see, but that is fine. If we are in an interaction with them, it is for a sacred reason. It is because they are helping us remember who we are. And they are helping us also remember who we are not. Now let us thank them for either lesson. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you'd be so kind as to like, comment, or share this video, it would help with the listening process, and it might help somebody find this video someday who can use the information. If you'd like to leave me a question or a comment, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you could please subscribe to my YouTube videos, YouTube channel, my Google Plus channel, I would be delighted to have you in those communities. Again, thank you for your time. I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow.